Those from non-hostile countries.
The number of so-called unfriendly countries now sits at 56, including giant economies like those of the US, Japan and the European Union. But last year, 90% of foreign investment was held by citizens of these so-called hostile countries. However, a loosening of US Treasury restrictions implemented at the end of last month does allow a way out for some investors through certain banks.
The federal civil trial over pictures taken at the scene of the Kobe Bryant helicopter crash continues, with the former fire department captain being called to the stand. Julie Ryan reports.
The retired captain is accused of taking photos that had no legitimate business purpose. Brian Jordan's attorney says his client was simply obeying orders when he took the photos. Vanessa Bryant, along with Chris Chester, who lost his wife and 13-year-old daughter in the crash, are suing for negligence and invasion of privacy over the photos, alleging the gruesome cell phone pictures were shared with other law enforcement and members of the public. The county argues that the pictures never entered the public domain. Kobe Bryant, his 13-year-old daughter, and 7 others died in the crash in January 2020.
You're listening to the latest on NBC News Radio.
Winston, my life has become so dreadfully tedious. Operas, riding lessons, yachting, such ennui.
Fret no more, my lady, for I have procured admission to the Kentucky State Fair, where one can delight in the splendor of rides, games, food, concerts, exhibits, and more.
The Kentucky State Fair, August 18th through 28th at the Kentucky Exposition Center.
I shall partake of the ear d'elephant.
Oh, excellent taste there, excellent.
Get advance tickets plus free parking at kystatefair.org.
I grow corn and beans, and I raise cattle. What I do is good for people, good for Kentucky. And what I don't do is good for the environment. I don't let fertilizer, chemicals, manure, or good farmland run off into the creek. And you know what? Turns out that also makes me more productive and more efficient. If you're a farmer, develop an ag water quality plan. It's never been easier. Go to eec.ky.gov/agwater to find out how.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update. 2 men were arrested after they were found stealing items. 35-year-old Lancaster native Terry Toomey and 47-year-old Corbin native Randy Miller were each charged with third-degree burglary in the case. The Garrett County Central Record reports that Lancaster police were called to the now-closed Hamilton Avenue Flea Market in reference to a burglary there. When police got there, they say they located 2 suspects that matched the description given to them. Witnesses told them they saw Miller went into the flea market, would bring items out to Toomey. Police then located Toomey standing on Cowden Court with multiple items that still had price tags attached to them. Both men were lodged in jail. The weather should cooperate for the first high school football games this weekend. We do get daily rain shower chances this week, but those chances are very slim, and temperatures should remain fairly comfortable with highs into the low 80s. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mathis. The Hometown Radio Network sports broadcast schedule brought to you by Monticello Bank. High school football Friday night. Garrett County takes on Somerset. 6 o'clock kickoff for that one on Z105 WRNZ FM. Danville takes on Lincoln County following that game on 103.9 FM WHIR. On Saturday, Boyle County versus Madison High School out of Indiana. 5 o'clock kickoff on Z105. And Mercer County takes on Tates Creek. 8 o'clock kickoff on 99.5 FM WHBN.
Do you need a loan to start that new home remodeling project? Maybe you are buying a new home or refinancing your existing home. Whatever type of loan you need, Farmers National Bank is here to help you. Getting started is easy. Stop by a Farmers National Bank office in Danville, Bergen, Harrisburg, Junction City, Lancaster, Liberty, Middleburg, Perryville, and Stanford, and talk to a member of our lending staff. Farmers National Bank, your lifetime bank. Some restrictions may apply. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey everybody, this is Derek Gray with the Mercer County Tourist Commission, and we are excited for the launch of our new app, Visit Mercer County KY. Head on over to the App Store, type in Visit Mercer County KY. You should see the new city logo with the navy background and the white H. Home screen here has attractions, food and drink, lodging, to-do, events, my plan, login, notifications, and tutorials. We are excited about the new app, and whether you're a local or a visitor, we hope this enhances your experience when you come to Mercer County.
It's 6:05.
The WHBN weather forecast is brought to you by Big Deals Online Store. Shop and save on gift certificates to local businesses at big discounts. Save 20 to 30 to 50% every day at hometownlive.net.
Partly cloudy skies tonight, a low of 61. Partly sunny tomorrow, high 79. Tuesday night, mostly cloudy, low 62. 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms on Wednesday, but partly sunny, high 79. Chance of showers and thunderstorms Thursday.
Hey, sports fans, huddle up. It's time for the Pizza Hut Pigskin Report, a weekly football show with the high school head coaches at Danville, Boyle, Mercer, Garrett, and Lincoln counties, along with the Center College head coach and UK football coach. The Pigskin Report, brought to you by Pizza Hut in Harrisburg. Earn free pizza with Hut Rewards. State Farm Insurance, here to help life go right. Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky. Jobmaster Rental, let them help master your job. CC Auto Parts and Service, an Auto Value Certified Service Center. Now, with the Pizza Hut Pigskin Report, here are your hosts, Rick Schobel and Joe Mathis.
And welcome back to the 19th year of the Pigskin Report. We are back at the Harrisburg Pizza Hut. Joe, unbelievable that I don't know where the time went, that we're ready to start this weekend another high school football season.
Yeah, the summer flew by. I was telling someone I felt like just yesterday we were at Kentucky Proud Park calling Danville baseball in the state tournament and Boyle County softball in the state tournament. You blink your eyes a couple of times, and here we are ready to start high school football and college football around the corner as well.
You want to get something good to eat, they've got a large up to 3-topping pizza, $11.99 at the Harrisburg Pizza Hut, and 2 medium 1-topping pizzas, $6.99 each, all right? So that leaves us to talk quickly about UK, Joe. They're ranked number 20 in the AP preseason poll, 21 in the coaches poll. First time since 1978 they go in ranked going into the season.
Yeah, it should be a fun year for them. They start the season off, I guess, was it early September? They start the season off. So, I think everyone was expecting them to be ranked in the top 25. So it's good to see. But we'll see how the season goes. Got Center College, too, as well. Another local collegiate team. I'm sure they have like 117 players in their roster. It seems like they do every single year. So we've got Center College and UK, 2 local collegiate teams. Going to be fun to follow.
3 new coaches among the high school ranks, too, to talk about.
Yeah, the new coaches, and some of them have local most of them have local ties. Josh Jaggers, who's at Lincoln County, played for Lincoln and for Danville, graduated from Danville. Obviously, his dad, Marty, was the Mercer County head coach when they won the state championship in 06. You've got Craig Yeast, who played at Harrisburg High School, who's at Mercer County right now as the head coach, and Spencer Crutchfield, who was at Lincoln County, but played Garrett County in high school, goes to Garrett County to take over. So you got 3 area coaches with 3 area teams with new coaches, and they all have local ties, so that's going to be fun to follow.
All right, it's the 19th year of the Pigskin Report, and you're getting it at the Harrisburg Pizza Hut live on FM 99.5, FM 103.9, and we'll be back with Center head coach Andy Fry on WHBN, WHIR, and HometownLive.net.
Hear every play.
Ball's knocked loose, picked up by Kentucky.
Excited about this team.
Hear every hit.
All out blitz. Boom!
It's an exciting time.
Hear every touchdown.
He's throwing deep. He's got it. Touchdown! 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 Kentucky!
Kentucky football.
We're ready to go.
On the UK Sports Network.
Z105, your home for the Cats and the hits. It's WRNZ FM Z105. Go Cats!
Great. See, we're practically sitting on the field.
If you could sit here.
Your food and drinks will be right over.
Oh, yes!
For the same price as way up here. Great seats. Right up here with a blimp. Why wouldn't you? It's the same with auto insurance. With discounts up to 40%, it's possible to get the personal service of a State Farm agent for the same or less than those other guys.
See your State Farm agent in Harrisburg, David Hopewell, and Randy Couch. In Danville, see Bob Miller.
Ever notice how happy a bird looks perched on your power line? The reason the bird can sit on the power line is that he isn't touching the ground or any other grounded object. We, on the other hand, can't afford to be so carefree. So when you're working outside, the folks at your local electric cooperative remind you to avoid power lines. Always look up and to all sides before hoisting metal ladders and tree pruners into position. We're Kentucky's electric cooperatives, and our power is our people.
Intercounty Energy, a Touchstone Energy cooperative.
Hey, this is Matt from Job Master Rental. Most of us may have some weekend free time, so when you find yourself looking at a home project, come see us at Job Master. We'll get you the right tool for any job. We can help you tackle home improvement projects to major construction and everything in between. Take advantage of our weekend special, 1-day rental from 3 p.m. on Friday to 8 a.m. on Monday morning. From all of us at Job Master, go Rebs. Visit us at jobmasterrental.com. We have 2 convenient locations in Danville and Lebanon. Let us help master your job.
Great. See, we're practically sitting on the field.
If you could sit here.
Your food and drinks will be right over.
Oh, yes.
For the same price as way up here. Great seats. Right up here with a blimp. Why wouldn't you? It's the same with auto insurance. With discounts up to 40%, it's possible to get the personal service of a State Farm agent for the same or less than those other guys.
See your State Farm agent in Harrisburg, David Hopewell, and Randy Couch. In Danville, see Bob Miller.
Is your list of home improvement projects growing longer and longer? Have you dreamed of remodeling your kitchen or bathroom? Whitaker Bank's Home Equity Line of Credit can help you check off all those items on your to-do list using the power of the equity in your home. Our Harrisburg loan officer, Jason Tyler, can show you how. Give them a call at 859-734-3316 to discuss your lending options. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
This is the Pizza Hut Pigskin Report. And now, back to the show.
And back to the Harrisburg Pizza Hut for this great special. Large, up to 3 topping pizza, just $11.99. Order 2 medium, 1 topping pizzas, $6.99 each. Rick Schobel, Joe Mathis, Super Dave, and Joe Robinson Jr., Central Kentucky's biggest sports fan, all listening out there. Now let's go ahead and head over to Center College. And Coach Andy Fry, what's new?
Got a new field, and we've got a whole new athletic complex, which we're very excited about. I think it will be, it really is a state-of-the-art. I mean, we got an indoor facility, an indoor track, an Olympic-sized pool. I mean, there's only 2 in the state. One's at the University of Kentucky, and now the other one's at Center College. So, yeah, it's an exciting time right now.
And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the name of that field could be Andy Fry Field. Am I correct in that assumption?
Yes, that is correct. But yeah, I'm not real comfortable with that. But it's a wonderful honor, and I jokingly said I probably would have been thrilled to have a bush named after me somewhere on campus.
The Fry Bush. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. There you go.
Andy, when you were told that they were going to name this field after you, the most prolific football coach, and he won the most in the history of Center College. First time you heard it, what did you feel? What did you think?
Well, quite honestly, you always look and think, okay, what's deserving? You know, one of the things I think in coaching that keeps people, that the joy in coaching is trying to work towards perfection. You know, you're never going to receive it out on the field. The striving of it to get as close as you can. That's the joy in it, seeing someone become better, seeing a team, do the things that you're hoping that you're coaching and teaching. And so, to have something named after you, I was just kind of like, the first thing you feel like, well, I haven't reached that. I mean, it's just part of coaching, because normally when you think of people that have been named for something, they've done great things. And I don't feel like I've ever done that. And I'm okay with that. I just don't think I've ever done that. But I enjoy striving towards it. I think that's the joy in it.
Coach, the numbers tell a different story.
Well, yes, my peers. So that's probably another thing that, I deal with a little bit. I look at my peers that I respect, think they did a really good job there. They took that program and got it to this point. College athletics, as you know, is changing dramatically.
Yeah. And
I'm very biased. I'm going to say this over the radio, but I think the purest form of the game is still being played in Division III now. It's these guys play because they love to play. I love coaching people that love to do what I do. That's the best thing about it.
Coach, let me get your opinion on the transfer protocol. What do you think about it?
I think it's kind of ruined college football. I mean, and I hate that's a strong word, but I guess that's probably the best way to push the envelope, because now people are just leaving because they're not happy. And, I think college athletics teaches the greatest virtues that you practice. You've got to practice them, and you got to practice with adversity. You got to learn how to overcome adversity. You got to learn how to overcome disappointment. You don't run. I think and now it's a free agency. It's just like the National Football League. It's free agency. We're dealing with 18, 19, 20-year-olds that, you're giving them an opportunity to learn and practice those things that you're going to use the rest of your life. I'm sure there's a lot of people that disagree with that, and I can agree to disagree. And I understand where they're coming from when they talk about that. Whatever happened to playing for the college or the university or your community? I mean, I think there's a virtue behind that.
Yep.
We're seeing that in high school football, right? You're seeing guys that leave a high school because they want a greater opportunity at this place. And I like to see some people stay and build up and really represent their school. There's joy in that, and they'll represent your community. Someone said that's old school, and I don't think it's old school. I think that's what makes the game great. All right, I'll probably get an email from that, a few texts.
Well, that's just your opinion, and you have to respect your opinion, just like everybody's got an opinion on it.
I respect the opinions that don't. I understand where they're coming from. I really do. There's some truth to that. I get it. There is some truth.
We'll start, I guess, maybe next week, and start delving into how practice has been in that. But I just wanted to first off offer my congratulations on a well-deserved naming of the new complex. It's going to be fantastic. You are as good a coach off the field as you are on the field, for my money.
Well, that's very kind words. Yeah, you need to talk to my wife. Change. Yeah, Cindy might. She'll give you the lowdown. But thank you. That's very nice of you. Very kind.
And Center College head football coach Andy Fry speaking there with Radio Rick. We go from Center football to Garrett County Golden Lion football. And Garrett County head football coach Spencer Crutchfield. Coach, it seems like just yesterday you were named the new Garrett County head football coach. How fast has this offseason gone by?
It's been kind of a little bit overwhelming, just trying to get everything in place. And it's definitely flew by, but, that's just part of it, the nature of the beast, I guess you would say, changing jobs and trying to implement everything that we're trying to get in, not just football-wise, but coaching staff-wise. And it's been tough, but it's just part of the gig.
Coaching at your alma mater where you played high school football, Coach, have you gotten used to putting back on that maroon and gold of the Garrett County Golden Lions?
Oh, yeah, that's born and bred in me, so that wasn't a hard transition. I always bleed Cardinal gold.
Coach, let's talk about your coaching staff. Again, we're familiar with you. You were at Lincoln County last year, now at Garrett County this year. Have you brought any coaches along with you from that transition? Who was your assistant coaches there at Garrett County?
All right, so, I brought with me from the Lincoln County staff Shelby Godey, who's my O-line coach, and my brother Kevin, who's coaching DBs and wide receivers for us. And then Coach Hester came over with us from Center College, previously at Bull as well. And I have Coach Centers, Mark Centers, is helping as well, who was obviously the previous coach here and was at Madison Central for a few years and Estill last year, and then made the transition. He's also in administration here at the high school. John Teeter is a holdover. He's the only holdover we have from the last staff. He's an alumni here. Let's see, Chris Cook, he was a middle school coach for me at Lincoln County for a couple years. He decided to come over with us. David Williams, also alumni here. He's been at John Hardin the last couple of years with Doug Preston, was also at Franklin Simpson with Doug. So, we definitely have a good staff. I'm probably leaving somebody out. I don't even know who I've mentioned at this point. But, we definitely have a good staff and the most experienced staff I've definitely been on.
Coach, let's talk about your offense. First of all, what can Garrett County Golden Lions fans expect to see out of a Spencer Crutchfield offense?
Well, I kind of do what I do offensively. We're going to try to run the football. We're going to try to establish the line of scrimmage. And, we're going to take our shots when we need to. And if we can get an alignment or get a misadjustment, we're going to try to take advantage of that. So, just taking what the defense gives us, but also trying to be a physical football team that controls the clock.
You got some guys coming back, Coach, from last year's team. Austin Adams certainly is one of the bigger names returning. How much are you going to lean on Austin?
Austin's going to be, he's going to be huge for us. We're definitely going to lean on him in the backfield to run the football. He's got probably the most experience returning skill position-wise. So definitely going to lean on him. But we've got some other guys that are going to be able to make some plays for us. We're not very deep at anywhere, but we're definitely probably the deepest at the running back position. So we've got multiple guys that can make some plays for us.
Defensively, Coach, what do you see out of your Garrett County defense? What can Golden Lions fans expect to see?
Well, if anybody knows Coach Hester, you're going to be fundamentally sound. You're going to line up right. You're going to try to be the most physical team. And, we're not going to try to trick anybody, but how we align defensively, we're just going to try to line up, play our base defense, and try to be the most physical team and try to get 11 hats to the football and be aggressive and try to take care of try to take advantage of any opportunities, the offense gives us. So just want to, that kind of goes offensively and defensively. We want to be the most physical team every Friday night.
You start off your season on Friday in the first game of the Death Valley Bowl. Again, for fans who are going to that game, Lincoln County is playing the second game against Danville, which means Garrett County versus Somerset is the first game. And you've got the Robbie Lucas-led Briar Jumpers. We know they struggled last year, Coach. They won only one game last season, but that's odd for a Somerset team. They seem to have, deep rosters every single year. We know their quarterback from a couple of years ago is at UK now, so we know the talent's there. We don't expect them to be as down this year as they were last year. What do you expect to see out of the Briar Jumpers?
They were a little young last year. They didn't have very many seniors, and that's just, that's the nature of the beast sometimes at smaller schools. And, they've got a lot of guys returning. They've got a lot of guys who can make plays for them. Definitely going to be improved from last year. And we know we're going to have our hands full. They're a tradition-rich program, so we know we got our hands full. We'll have to come out and be ready to go on Friday night.
Coach, last question. What's the keys to a victory Friday to start your Golden Lion tenure off 1-0?
Well, we got to, like I said, we got to be the most physical team. We got to try to win the line of scrimmage. We got to take care of the football and don't give them short fields and just play sound on both sides of the football and special teams.
That is new head football coach Crutchfield at the Garrett County Golden Lions. You're getting the Pizza Hut Pigskin Report live up here in the Harrisburg Pizza Hut, and you can get a large up to 3-topping pizza for $11.99, 2 medium, 1-topping pizza $6.99. We're going to take a timeout and be back with Lincoln coach, new coach Josh Jaggers, and Boyle County coach Justin Haddix. You are getting it on WHBN 99.5, WHIR 103.9, and HometownLive.net, powered by Kentucky WiMAX.
CC Auto Parts and Service.
CC Auto Parts and Service is open for your service and parts needs. CC Auto Parts and Service are offering pickup and delivery for all your auto repairs as well as parts. They have a pay over the phone option if needed. CC Auto Parts and Service are concerned for everyone's well-being and are doing their best at keeping a sanitary and healthy environment. Give them a call at 734-9515.
CC Auto Parts and Service. Service is the difference. We get it.
This is Jesse Johnson, Senior Vice President of Whitaker Bank's newest branch located in downtown Danville at 218 West Main Street. Whatever your banking needs, Whitaker Bank is here to help. Give us a call at 859-236-9822 to discuss your options and let us put our experience and customer service to work. We look forward to speaking with you. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Great. See, we're practically sitting on the field.
If you could sit here.
Your food and drinks will be right over.
Oh, yes!
For the same price as way up here. Great seats. Right up here with a blimp. Why wouldn't you? It's the same with auto insurance. With discounts up to 40%, it's possible to get the personal service of a State Farm agent for the same or less than those other guys.
See your State Farm agent in Harrisburg, David Hopewell, and Randy Couch. In Danville, see Bob Miller. This is the Pizza Hut Pigskin Report. And now, back to the show.
Joe Mathis and Radio Rick and Super Dave and Padre, a.k.a. my dad, is here. We are enjoying ourselves at the Harrisburg Pizza Hut. Tim Biggs listening to us as well on 99.5 FM WHBN. Super Dave says hi to Tim, and Radio Rick and myself say hi to Tim as well. Remember, you can get 2 medium 1-topping pizzas at $6.99 each, or the large up to 3-topping pizzas for $11.99 here at the Harrisburg Pizza Hut in honor of the 19th year of the Pigskin Report. Let's go over to Stanford, talk with Lincoln County head football coach coach Josh Jaggers. And, Coach, you're the new Lincoln head football coach. How has that transition been?
It's going great. It's everything, that we were hoping it would be. But this has been about as easy of a transition as I've ever been part of. And, of course, a lot of that has to do with the familiarity of Lincoln County, being a place that, it's as I said when I took the job, I've had two places, really raised me where I've lived the bulk of my years, even at 40 years old, LaRue County and Lincoln County, and that still holds true today. But it's going great. We got moved in a little bit ago, within this month, and up until that point.
Hard to believe, Coach, the season starts on Friday, and you've got the Danville team that you played for in high school. Tell us what you know about this Admiral football team, Coach. What do you expect to see out of them offensively?
Yeah, I know. I don't know how many times when you're coaching a game or even taking over a new school that both of your alma maters are involved in the game. One you're coaching for and then one you're coaching against. So, Danville's Danville. Just playmakers all over the place. I mean, they got some guys that can just take it to the house anytime they touch it. It's got a big challenge ahead of us, but we're looking forward to it.
Coach, one of the changes that has already been made is we're used to seeing Lincoln County play in the first game of the Death Valley Bowl, but you've pushed that back and made that the second game now, which seems as a more natural fit. So you all do play that late night game on Friday night.
Right. Yeah, we're playing the late night game, and early on, I think the Death Valley Bowl, the second game was played, and then I think kind of ran into some weather issues, which, it's kind of danged if you do, danged if you don't. If you play the early game, this time of year you got to worry about heat, and if you play the late game, a lot of times you got to worry about, storms, even storms rolling in from the heat of the day. So it's kind of the epitome of a catch-22 on what to do. But we just kind of felt, going that late game, whatnot, being the home team and whatnot, and with Danville being close by too, and to give as many people opportunity to get to the game as you could. And it just, I'm like you. I think it just seems more natural if you're hosting a bowl game, play the late game. And so it was an easy change. Coach Crutchfield at Garrett, Coach Lucas at Somerset, and Coach Peach were all for it. So it was a smooth transition, and it was like what you said. They all kind of said the same thing. That seems more natural to do.
Coach, you look at Lincoln County and the roster you have this year, obviously lost some playmakers in Clayton Davis and Lee Ammon, but your quarterback is back in Sawyer Horton. Tell us some other pieces that you have back around Sawyer and some guys you expect to make plays this year.
Yeah, Sawyer has been he's been tremendous. He really has, and the best part about him, he's a junior, so we've got a couple years together. And so you got Sawyer, and you got Seth, his identical twin. And when I say identical now, I know a lot of people listening know them, but when they're together, you can tell them apart a little bit. But when they're not together, it's you're just guessing. It's one of those. I mean, got Zane Mullins. I'm going to leave some guys out, so I'm going to apologize. But, we got Zane Mullins, Hunter Hanley up front. Got guys like Elon Lane, who, Elon was kind of a spot player his last couple years. And, he's kind of our Swiss Army knife, truth be told, right now. I mean, he can play inside linebacker, outside linebacker, running back, slot, wide out, and he's very smart. And all of them are smart. Then got guys like Ross Gibson, at outside linebacker, Cody Carter, was a big impact last year as a freshman, and he obviously a sophomore this year. He has all kinds of tools. Zach Duncan returns. I think Zach was second team all area last year. We've got new faces who haven't played, mixed with a lot of guys who have been here and have been playing, but let's call it what it is. They were behind a really deep, numbered, and talented class, and they've just kind of been waiting on their chance to prove everybody what they can do.
Last question for you, Coach. We're with Lincoln County head football coach Josh Jaggers. Coach, who did you bring on your coaching staff? Did you have any guys from LaRue County follow you to Lincoln County? Who are the new faces? Give us a rundown of your coaching staff.
No, the guys at LaRue, they stayed there. Two guys in particular that stayed on staff here. Daniel Cooper, who's our head JV coach and special teams coordinator, wide receivers and DBs, and Chase Markham, who Chase has been both of them played here. were big time staples, keys to success on the teams that they played for. Chase coached the offense and defensive line. Brett Bearline, Brett and I are from the same school of thought when it comes to defense. I mean, when I say we speak the same language, we speak the same language. Doug McQueen came up and from middle school, was coaching our freshmen. Also have Bryson Yaden. Of course, Bryson, familiar name around here, and was quarterback on the 18 team that was real successful. Brought on Marcellus Jones. Marcellus and I played with one another here at Lincoln County, and got Jeffrey Guest. Jeffrey played for Dad, Coach Harp, when he was at Danville, and that's a familiar name around here. Jeffrey's joined on with us, and he's going to be coaching. He's coaching both sides of the ball and helping with the skill guys. And another guy we brought back who was a familiar face here is Dean Wilkes. Dean's been was at Pulaski County the last few years, but Dean played at the University of Kentucky. And I think that's it. I think there's 9-10 of us total. So, I'm really fortunate to have the staff that we have, and we've all kind of clicked, and that's a good thing when you got some guys that know football that you ultimately can trust.
That was new Lincoln head football coach Josh Jaggers. Tim Biggs just sent a message. My message to the people of Harrisburg and Danville: get out and support your high school football team. They deserve your support and prayers for an injury-free year. We second that one, Tim. All right, we've got Boyle head coach Justin Haddix. Now, you've won 2 state titles in a row your first 2 years. No pressure on winning your 3rd in a row, correct?
Oh, yeah, no pressure here. But, no, we've been very blessed the last 2 years and looking forward to just another good year and got a great bunch of leaders. Got a really good football team coming back, and I'm excited to see where they end up.
Well, this will be the first year with you with a new quarterback, too. So tell us who the quarterback is and how's he look so far.
Sage Dawson's going to be the quarterback, and he played last year as a DB, first year ever playing defense, and really I think it made him more physical. And, I'm really looking forward to him at quarterback. He's maybe a little more of a dynamic runner where Jagger was more of a power runner. Sage is more of a dynamic, get out in space and make you miss. And, when you add that speed back there, it makes a lot of things happen. And, also he can throw the ball. He can really throw the ball down the field. He gets the ball out of his hands. And looking forward to a big year out of him.
Well, this is not foreign to him. He was a starting quarterback his freshman year at Danville, so he knows the position. Now it's just got to be his teammates and timing.
Yeah, and that's something, he started for 2 years over there. He started for 2 years as a freshman and sophomore, took a COVID year, and played for us, DB, as a sophomore, did his sophomore year again. So now he's going to come into his junior year, and really it's his 3rd year starting quarterback.
Well, he's got some good experience then. What other keys, key players do you have missing some holes in the skill positions you have to fill, Coach?
Well, obviously you lost Cole Lanner was a big one that you lost with him, and we kind of moved him all over and not necessarily replacing him, but playing a similar position. We have Montavian Quisenberry there. We got another sophomore, Gage Feltner is in there too. And, you have Cole Sims, who really steps up at receiver where Luke Enfield was left, and Cole's looked really good. He's playing linebacker and receiver. Kind of brings you back to a Luke Shepperson-type player. Kind of does the same thing on offense and defense. And at Z, we returned Keenan Stewart. So, he's playing out there, and he's getting more comfortable. He's bigger, faster, and stronger. What
advantage does that give you now, Coach, having Quisenberry, who was a quarterback at Garrett County, give you now that he can run the ball, he's got speed, but he can also throw the ball? You could throw some new wrinkles in there.
Oh, well, we've got, if you look at our offense, Cole Sims was the JV quarterback. You have Montavian was the high school quarterback. You had Avery Bodner, who was a freshman JV quarterback and 8th grade quarterback. And then you got Sage in there too. So we've got a lot of guys that can throw the ball. And, some of them are baseball players, some of them are this. So, we've got some options that we can get a little trickery going on.
Let's talk about the new field there. What is it all done, and what does it look like?
Oh, it's our field's beautiful. It looks really nice. It does a light green, dark green. They call that a watermelon thing, so it looks really cool. It's been cooler actually with the heat. It's got sand in it instead of just all rubber, so it is a little cooler on the athletes, and we love it so far.
How has practice been so far for you, and how is the injury bug? Have you stayed away from it?
We've got a few guys beat up, but practice has been fine. We had a great camp going to J-Bez, and we just got to continue to come out and get better every day.
Now, you had a transfer come in from Corbin, wide receiver. I think he's out for the year, isn't he not?
More than likely, yes. I would say he had a knee surgery, and depends on his recovery and what he's doing, but it'd be very low percentage that he's back.
Will he be able to? He won't be able to redshirt or anything like that.
No, he's too old for that.
Okay.
His age wouldn't allow that, kind of with that part.
Is he a senior?
Yes, he's a senior.
Okay, wow, that's a bad time to have. I mean, not any time, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, you're 25-1, Coach. I mean, can't you be perfect?
Well, I tell you, that one was a blessing. You think at it, everybody can look and say, well, this, but, it really awoke in our team, and really, maybe if we don't have that game and play the stiff competition, we don't finish in the end. So, every game it's a blessing getting to coach and do these and coach these kids, but it was a great wake-up call for us, and we just got to get better every day.
You play in a bowl game Saturday night, 5 o'clock, Little Caesars Fort Herod Bowl at Mercer County. You take on Madison Consolidated from Indiana. What do you know about their offense?
They're kind of a spread offense. They'll do some buck sweep stuff and then, moving around. They've got a really good receiver, number 5. He's been their playmaker for us. He also plays both ways. But they do some good things on offense, and we've got to come out and play defense and tackle well and swarm the ball.
What about defensively? What do you think they're going to try to do to your offense?
Well, defensively, we looked at last year's film. They were more of an odd front. This year, they've been more of an even and really blitzing a little bit more. So, we've only got one film on him of this year. And, last year they changed a little bit. So we'll see what we see on Saturday. What about any matchup concerns on the special teams? No, we feel good. Our kicking game, we made a 37-yarder the other night in the scrimmage. So Cole Andrews is a sophomore and did some good kickoffs and got Andrew Carr competing in there too. So we've got some quality kickers there. Sage Dawson's been handling our punting. That gives you another weapon, for fakes and being able to run and do some different things. He can do the standard punt or he can do the rugby punt, so it kind of makes us dangerous there. Speaking of Sage, will he go both ways or just at quarterback? Yeah, Sage will be playing defense too. He'll be playing corner, and we've got some subs that we can sub in and be smart, just like we were with Jagger last year playing linebacker. But, Sage is a football player. Keys to a Boyle County victory over Madison Consolidated Indiana on Saturday. Well, you can't turn the ball over. These big games, turnovers and penalties are a big thing. You can't beat yourselves. And, limit the big play on them and got to tackle well. And, special teams obviously is what it is. We got to do what we do. Go Rebels. All right, that is head football coach Justin Haddix. If you missed the beginning of this, you can go back and listen on Facebook. You are getting it at the Harrisburg Pizza Hut, and you can get a large up to 3-topping pizza for $11.99. 2 medium, 1-topping pizzas just $6.99 each. When we come back after this timeout, we'll have Danville head coach Peach and Mercer County new head coach Craig Yeast right here from the live Harrisburg Pizza Hut. You're getting it on 103.9 FM, 99.5 FM, and hometownlive.net, powered by Kentucky WiMAX.
At CC Auto Parts and Service, we take pride in meeting needs of our customers. Springtime is here, and that means that the agricultural folks in Mercer County will be in full swing, preparing the crops for harvest. Michelle Kokenaar brings expertise and many years' experience in the farm machinery parts business. Stop by today or call 734-9515, 734-9515.
CC Auto Parts and Service is the difference. We get it. Big deals.
1, 2, 3. Oh, hi, Jenny here. Just counting all the dollars I saved at my local Big Deals online store. What? You haven't saved yet? Get on it. You'll love the great selection of gift certificates at discount prices. They make great gifts, too. And you can shop right from your phone. Nothing satisfies like counting all those savings. Now let me get back to it. 6, 7, 8.
Go to hometownlive.net to shop and save at the Big Deals online store. You can also find links to download the free Big Deals Media app for your phone. Works on Apple and Android cells. Shop quickly and access all your mobile Big Deal certificates easily for redemption. You can also easily send a mobile certificate to someone else to use via email. Check it out and join the thousands that save with Big Deal certificates to local businesses. services.
Shop and save with big deals at hometownlive.net. That's hometownlive.net.
Whitaker Bank is dedicated to providing exceptional banking experiences to our fellow Kentuckians. We live in the communities we serve, and we work diligently to serve the needs of our neighbors. This is Rita McIntyre, head teller and branch manager of the South Branch located at 928 South College Street in Harrisburg. Stop in and let us put our experience and customer service to work for you. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky, member FDIC.
Hey, this is Matt from Job Master Rental. Most of us may have some weekend free time, so when you find yourself looking at a home project, come see us at Job Master. We'll get you the right tool for any job. We can help you tackle home improvement projects to major construction and everything in between. Take advantage of our weekend special, one-day rental from 3 p.m. on Friday to 8 a.m. on Monday morning. From all of us at Job Master, go Rebs. Visit us at jobmasterrental.com. We have 2 convenient locations in Danville and Lebanon. Let us help master your job.
Hear every play.
Ball's knocked loose, picked up by Kentucky.
I'm excited about this team.
Hear every hit.
All out blitz. Boom!
It's an exciting time.
Hear every touchdown.
He's throwing deep. He's got it. Touchdown! 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 Kentucky!
Kentucky football.
We're ready to go.
On the UK Sports Network.
Z105, your home for the Cats and the hits, is WRNZ FM Z105. Go Cats!
This is the Pizza Hut Pigskin Report. And now, back to the show.
We are live at the Harrisburg Pizza Hut, home of the 2 medium 1 topping pizza deal you can get for $6.99 each, and the large pizza up to 3 toppings for $11.99. That's for carry out or pickup. You can also dial if you want to have your order delivered at 734-5143. 734-5143, as Rick said as we were heading into that last break. If you're picking us up right now and you want to listen to the first half of the show, maybe you're a fan of Lincoln or Garrett or Boyle or Center and you want to hear their interviews, you can do that by going to Facebook and go to Hometown Live Radio and pick up the stream that way, or look it up on YouTube. Let's talk Danville football now with Danville head football coach Mark Peach. And Coach, your Admirals start the season off Friday against Lincoln County. Bring us up to speed on your coaching staff.
Yeah, our defensive coordinator is back, Lucas Schaus, and coaches the offensive line for us. Larry Turner, that he also helps the offensive line. He's back from last year. Reese Hayes coaches our defensive line and wide receivers, does a great job. He's back from last year. And Justin Franklin is a new addition for us this year. He's coaching running backs and outside linebackers. And then Jeremy Vaught is helping us with our wide receivers and our defensive backs as well. So just pleased with those guys.
Coach, as I mentioned, it is your second year, starting your second season now at Danville. Are you getting familiar with the guys, and the guys, getting familiar with you, what your expectations are?
Yeah, no, definitely second year more at ease, so to speak. I mean, I think last summer my house wasn't ready, so I was living in the basement of my in-laws in Campbellsville, and then I think for about a week I lived in a hotel room, you know what I'm saying? So even as the season started, my wife and I were surrounded by boxes, you know what I'm saying? And certainly, with the guys having a year under our belt, spring practice and summer work, and a second season certainly feel more at ease.
Coach, you've got very familiar names coming back as well on the field. Braden Boffman, who really turned it on there late last season, is back. Maury Brown, who we know has already an offer from Eastern Kentucky University, he's back. You've added Josh Bixler to the mix. Enrique Gutierrez-Jacobs will take over at quarterback for you this year. So, he's a guy who got some time last year. So you've got guys who are familiar with your system, and you've got 3 really talented running backs, too.
Yeah, no, there's certainly some nice pieces to work with. Been also very proud of our seniors. The guys the juniors last year were kind of the nuts and bolts of what we were doing, a lot of interchangeable parts. Guys that can play multiple positions, and they gave us great leadership in the offseason in the weight room. We were able to get back in the weight room, make some strides there, and they've been very good for us in our summer work. So now we're just excited to finally get to kick off the 2022 season.
Up front, the offensive line, Coach, you've got some pieces back there as well. You've got Chris Greer, you've got Sam Shearer. Paul McClure has gotten bigger. He's gotten stronger. He looks like he's going to play a huge role as well for you all up front.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Some of those guys, played quite a bit for us last year. Jackson Kloss was a part-time starter. Asen Gans was a part-time starter. They both, got some experience. And then, Cliff Yoakum is a freshman that has had a really great preseason. He's going to be a really good lineman for us down the road, and certainly even this season. So just a nice group to start with.
Lincoln County is the first opponent up in this 2022 season. You all played Lincoln County last year, beat them in a close game at that Whitaker Bank Pigskin Classic, and now you've got Lincoln County. It's the second game of that Death Valley Bowl on Friday. They've got a new head coach in Josh Jaggers. Tell us how familiar you are with Coach Jaggers, who played his football at Danville High School, and what do you expect to see out of them offensively?
Well, I've known Josh for quite a while. I coached him in college. When I was the head coach at Campbellsville University, he was our center for 2 years. He did a tremendous job for us. I've known him, Marty, and the whole family for quite a long time. But, Lincoln County is just going to be a tremendous challenge for us. They always are. Last year was just a sensational defensive football game. As fine a game as you'll ever see in high school football if you're a defensive fan. We had to have a goal line stand to hold them out to win the game last year. And I just watched them on film. They're very disciplined. The quarterback is back. He's outstanding. They're very sound defensively in what they do. They spread the ball around well. They run it well. They throw it well. And so it's going to be a challenge for us because it's going to be, their home opener in the Death Valley Bowl and a new coach. So we got to work that out for us.
You mentioned their quarterback is back. They did lose Lee Ammon and Clayton Davis, who are just two phenomenal runners in the backfield for them. So they've got some pieces missing in their skill positions, but you say they've got some guys to get the ball to.
Oh, yeah. No, they've got, 4 and 3 or two outstanding players for them, whether they receive or run the ball. And the quarterback, he's able to make some things happen even on his own, even when the play design might break down. You can just tell he's got a lot of experience and moxie about him. So, like I said, just listen, we're Danville. We don't get to play many. The only 2A schools we play are in our district. We don't play any Class A schools. It's all 3A, 4A, 5A, and 6A. But, the golden lining in that is it does help with the RPI, and hopefully that'll help us come playoff time.
Defensively, Coach, what do you expect to see out of a Josh Jaggers coach defense?
No, they've shown a 4-3. Defensively, very sound in what they do. They'll play 2 safeties, 1 safety. They're down front. Their down people are very good. 55 is an outstanding defensive end for them. Just a typical, well-coached, hard-nosed Lincoln County defensive unit. It'll be a challenge for us.
You do start school this week, Coach. In 2 days, Wednesday, you'll start school up. How does that affect the practice schedule for you all with the first game, then 2 days after that?
Yeah, well, we've already been trying to get them on school time last week at 3:30, so we'll continue that today and tomorrow. And then most coaches will tell you, the first day of school typically is one of your poor practice sessions just because the kids are trying to get, acclimated back to school time and being in school all day and then coming for practice, after school in the afternoon. So it'll be a little bit of an adjustment, but we have 3 days there to kind of get them going for the game on Friday. So, but it's time. It's time to start the season. It's time to start school, and it's very exciting.
Danville head football coach Mark Peach. Coach, last question, the one we always end with. What's the keys to a victory to start off your season 1-0?
It's about blocking, tackling, executing. It's always about, can we find a way to run the ball? Can we stop the run? Limit our turnovers, and we need to have a good day in the kicking game. Nothing. It doesn't have to be flashy in the kicking game, but just be steady. And if we do those things, we'll put ourselves in position to win Friday.
That was second-year head football coach of Danville, Coach Peach. Now we end up at Mercer County, and new head coach Craig East. Welcome back home to coach the Mercer County Titans.
It's exciting times. I'm really excited to be back home. I've worked really hard as a coach, and I think that the good Lord has brought me back home and brought me here, my wife, my kids. So I'm just really excited, looking forward to the season as well.
Whenever there's a new coach, there's new philosophies going on. Who your coaches are and what positions that they man?
I'm going to go in alphabetical order. David Carpenter is our assistant outside linebackers coach. Chris Crowley-Goodman is our wide receiver coach, outside linebacker coach, but he's a special teams coordinator. William Harris is our defensive coordinator. He's also kind of like associate head coach. Mike Johnson is our linebacker coach, and he is assistant running back coach. Tyler McFarland is our quarterbacks coach, and he's assistant defensive backs. Tyus Short is our offensive line coach and assistant defensive line coach. coach. Brian Sims is our assistant defensive line coach. He's also one of our freshman coaches. And Donald Smith is our assistant head coach. He's also just happens to be our athletic director. He's our running back coach and our defensive back.
Whenever it's a coaching change, you've got especially the seniors this year. They really need to buy in because I'm sure you made a lot of changes the way you want to see your team run.
Absolutely. Buying in is one thing. That is one thing that, for the most part, I do everything I can to demand that, or you're really not going to be able to play. I think we got a lot of guys that are seniors right now or juniors in a battle with freshmen and sophomores for a position. How tough are you going to be? How disciplined are you going to be? And what's your attitude? The thing is, if we have a senior class, even though they're seniors, they have little to no playing experience. So they're just as young as the freshmen and the sophomores when it comes to playing time. So we're pretty young.
What shape are you in physically? Any injuries to note?
No, we're in great shape. I mean, we practice hard. We practice fast. Some days as a coach, I don't like the way we practice because I don't think we're practicing hard enough. And then, they were doing okay. So we're definitely in really good shape. Our injuries are very, very minimal right now. We don't have anything that is serious, and we want to hope that we can keep it that way going into this week. We feel pretty good. So, like I said, we're in really good shape as a team.
You got a bowl game Saturday night about 8 o'clock, Little Caesars Fort Herod Bowl. You got Tate's Creek coming in. What do you know about their offense?
They have a pretty good size offensive line, especially in their tackles. They have a left tackle. He's a really good football player. They have a young quarterback. I believe he's a junior. He's a good little quarterback. It's going to be a second year starting. And they got a couple of receivers, not very big, but they're quick and they're very athletic and they can run and they can catch. And they got a home run hitter in the backfield with their tailback. So offensively, they got a lot of weapons. They have some physicality. They're going to be really good, and they're going to be physical. So we're going to have to match all of their intensity, and we're going to have to rally to the football, and we're going to have to tackle well.
What do you think they're liable to try to do defensively to your offense?
I think that they're going to line up, and they're going to do what they do. I think that they have some linebackers that run really well. They're not huge up front on the defensive line, but those guys are really quick. They do a really good job of slanting and stunning and blitzing with that front seven. And then their secondary, again, they're athletic. They have excellent ball skills. They're going to play as a man. I think what they're going to do is they're just going to line up and do what they do, and they're just going to try to take anything and everything away as much as they possibly can. And we just have to be prepared to go out offensively and execute our assignments every single play.
I guess special teams are always a concern when they've got some speed and playmakers. You've got to stay in your lanes and watch out for kickoffs and punts.
Well, special teams is all about effort. What we tell our guys, we have 4 to 6 seconds on this play, and give me your absolute best in these 4 to 6 seconds. And the reason why is because in special teams in the kicking game, you're constantly dealing with 30 to 40 yards, sometimes 50-yard chunks. And you really have to be intense. You have to be focused. You have to be disciplined. And you have to do your job and not try to do somebody else's job. And that's just really trusting the guy beside you. But it's 4 to 6 seconds of maximum effort, doing what you're coached to do, and rallying and tackling the ball carrier.
Who's the starting quarterback going to be, Coach?
Thaddeus Mays.
He's got some speed, and how's his arm look?
Thaddeus, yes, he does have some speed. He's really quick. He's athletic. Thaddeus has a tremendous arm. He has a really big arm. He's an intelligent young man, but you have to understand that just like the rest of our guys, he's going to be a first-year starter quarterback, so he's going to struggle a little bit because he's learning a whole new offense for the first time himself. In Little League, middle school, high school, those group, he, along with the rest of them, were used to doing something a little bit different than what I'm asking him to do now. So looking forward to him having a really good year, working on developing him more and more every day. So we're looking forward to having a good year with him at the helm. Well, the thing about our offensive line is we got to do a really good job of coming off the ball and not getting knocked back. We have to be able to knock them back. And I think if we can come off the ball and knock our opponents back, we'll have a greater chance to be successful. And then we have to be good stewards of protecting the quarterback. And, when we pass that, we have to do a really good job of moving our feet, punching, and stay in front of our guy until the whistle blows. So we got to come off in the run, and we got to do a really good job of setting, punching, and moving our feet when we drop back to throw it.
Coach, what would the keys be to a Titan victory over Tate's Creek Saturday night?
Well, first thing is no turnovers. We got to protect the football, and we have to turn them over. We have to get turnovers ourselves. We have to be solid in our special teams in the kicking game. As long as we're solid in the special teams and not give up big plays and do something to help us turn the game in our favor on special teams is what we're looking for. And then we just have to score more points than the other team. And the way we score more points than the other team is we play harder than they do with more toughness, more discipline, with a great attitude, and we have to outwork them for 4 quarters. And if we do that and we execute, I think we'll have a chance to come out on top. I think that for the most part, the kids, they don't really know who I am. I mean, they just know I'm the new football coach. I think their parents and some of the people around the community know. I think it gives me a little credibility, but I think just the simple fact that the fact that I know what I'm doing, I can actually coach them, teach them what they need to know. When I'm coaching, I'm one way. When I'm not coaching, I try to be as helpful as I can, and I want them to be successful. I think that gives me a lot more credibility than playing all those years. Half of these young men, they weren't even born when I played. The good Lord blessed me, and I was able to have a career. And then after that career, that the good Lord has blessed me, and I've been able to have a second career, and that's in coaching and teaching. I love what I do, and I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Mercer County head football coach Craig Yeast and his Titans will kick off Saturday at about 8 o'clock or so versus Tate's Creek. We've got, again, a full slate of games this weekend, Friday and Saturday. I actually saw the earliest games kicking off Thursday night. I don't know who it is. It's not in this area. I think it's a northern Kentucky matchup. But so even as early as Thursday night, you'll have high school football to go watch. But Friday in this area, the Death Valley Bowl there in Stanford at Lincoln County. That's the bowl Lincoln County hosts every year. If you have been to that bowl before, you will notice that Lincoln County has always played the first game. We talked with Coach Jaggers about that. That has been changed this year. So Somerset and Garrett County will play the first game of that Death Valley Bowl against Somerset, Garrett County. That's at 6 o'clock, a game you'll hear on Z105. Danville will take on Lincoln County in the nightcap of that bowl. It's scheduled for 8 o'clock. There's no way that game's kicking off at 8. There's just no way, because they're not going to get one full high school game in and get the two teams warmed up for the next game in 2 hours. However, it will kick off after that game. I would say 8:30, 8:45-ish or so. We'll have that Danville game versus Lincoln on 103.9 FM WHIR. Anderson County is at Spencer County on Friday. That's a 7:30 kickoff. On Saturday, 2 more games featuring 2 more of our area teams. Boyle County takes on Madison High School from Indiana. They are the Badgers, I believe, the Madison Badgers. I don't know if that's 100% true. I think they are. The reason I think that is because their logo is Wisconsin's W turned upside down as an M. I remember that from last year when they played Mercer County. So this team looks like Wisconsin. Same color scheme and all that. Just have the M instead of a W. Boyle versus Madison. That is a 5 o'clock first pitch. 5 o'clock kickoff at Little Caesars Fort Herod Bowl here in Harrisburg. And the nightcap of that bowl is Tate's Creek versus Mercer County as the Titans kick off the Craig Yeast tenure. That is an 8 o'clock kickoff in a game you'll hear on 99.5 FM WHBN, and all games also stream live online at hometownlive.net. You can listen to all the games, have the radio maybe turned on in one room and the internet stream turned on in another room, and keep up with all the games this weekend. But again, Friday 6 o'clock is when our action starts with Garrett County and Somerset, Danville, Lincoln at 8 on Friday, Saturday Boyle versus Madison at 5, and Tate's Creek versus Mercer County at 8 o'clock. The Harrisburg Pizza Hut is the home of the Pigskin Report every Monday night from 6 o'clock until 7 on WHIR and WHBN. Write this down. Keep this in mind for next week. 2 medium, 1-topping pizzas, $6.99 each, and a large up to 3-topping pizza for $11.99. 734-5143 is the phone number.
All right, thank you all for listening. It's been another live sports presentation on the Hometown Radio Network. For Joe Mathis, Rick Schobel, Super Dave, the Padre, Joe Robinson Jr., Tim Biggs, a host of people. Get out and enjoy high school football. It starts on Friday.
This has been the Pizza Hut Pigskin Report, brought to you by State Farm Insurance Agents in Danville and Harrisburg, CC Auto Parts and Service, Whitaker Bank, Jobmaster Rental, and Pizza Hut. Join us every Monday evening at 6 during football season for the Pigskin Report on the Hometown Radio Network and hometownlive.net.
This is WHBN Harrisburg, The Rooster, broadcasting on AM 1420 and now FM 99.5. Now, the news.
It's 7 o'clock.
NBC News Radio, I'm Brian Shook. The Justice Department is resisting the unsealing of the affidavit behind the search warrant for former President Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate. In a new court filing Monday, the DOJ said its disclosure would irreparably harm the government's ongoing criminal investigation. The Inflation Reduction Act will be signed into law by President Biden tomorrow. A White House statement said the measure will lower prescription drug prices in addition to fighting climate change. Two former Minneapolis police officers found guilty of violating George Floyd's civil rights are rejecting a plea deal offered by state prosecutors. Lisa Taylor reports.
J. Alexander King and Tu Tao appeared this morning at a state appeals hearing and were offered a deal to plead guilty to aiding and abetting manslaughter in Floyd's death. Their state trial is set for October 24th.
The federal civil trial over pictures taken at the scene of the Kobe Bryant helicopter crash continues, with a former fire department captain being called to the stand. The retired captain is accused of taking photos that had no legitimate business purpose. Vanessa Bryant, along with Chris Chester, who lost his wife and 13-year-old daughter in the crash, are suing for negligence and invasion of privacy over the photos. Charter buses full of illegal immigrants continue to roll from the Texas border to New York City. Republican Congressman Ronnie Jackson says the mayor of the Big Apple shouldn't complain.